If you're drowning in debt and just don't know where to turn, help is available. Attorney Diana Long will help you get your financial situation resolved.
I'm Attorney Diana Long. I'm dedicated to helping hardworking folks just like you. Bankruptcy protection can help you get your financial life back in order, and I can show you how. If you're ready to stop the harassing phone calls and letters, I can help. Call me in Columbia at 442-8123 to schedule your free, no-obligation consultation.
Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends. This is Monday. It's July 18th and we're glad to have you with us today. We've got two special guests, actually three guests today. Let's start first of all with Dana Fritz from the Robert G. Combs Language Preschool, which is part of the School of Health Profession, right? Which is part of the University of Missouri. We're glad to have you with us today.
Well, very happy to be here.
You've been associated with the School of Health Profession for how many years?
Well, I've been in the Department of Communication Science, which is one of the parts of the School of Health Professions, for 17 years now.
Yeah, and the Robert G. Combs Language Preschool?
11 years. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it is a preschool specifically for kids with speech and language delay or disorder. We also have peer models, kids that are developing normally in terms of their communication skills, but we work with kids with cleft palate, hearing impairment, apraxia of speech, autism, any kind of disorder or delay that would cause them to have trouble communicating.
And how do you improve their communicating skills?
Well, that would be a really long answer. We work hard to figure out what the exact problems are, and my students are seniors in the Department of Communication Science and Disorders, and they are trained to know what the signs are and the specific problems that are associated with different disorders and to target those things. And it's different for every kid.
Right. And I understand that. It's really a complicated thing. But give us one example. Let's say you're dealing with someone with autism.
Well, we usually, when somebody's been diagnosed with autism, that's already come to us usually through a psychiatrist or a pediatrician. Maybe a team of people have diagnosed them. And they would give us a list of recommendations of things that would be helpful for us to do. And usually, a lot of those kids are nonverbal, so they aren't talking. They may be understanding what others say to them.
And in what age group were you talking about here, though?
In the preschool, we serve kids 3 to 5.
And they're not talking yet?
Right, and so that is a concern.
They're understanding what's being said to them, but they're not communicating outward.
Right, so we do have quite a number of students with language or speech delays whose comprehension is much better than what they're able to say or express to you.
So how do you make it better for them to express their feelings?
If I told you, I'd have to kill you.
Okay.
No.
That really isn't a fair question, is it? Because it's very complicated.
Right.
It's involved, and
Right.
I do understand that. I know you're very dedicated to what you're doing, and you work very hard at what you're doing. If people would like to have more information, or if they have someone that they feel would benefit from your school, what can they do?
Well, the School of Health Professions has a really nice website, and it has a lot of information about the various programs within our school. But there is application and a lot of information about our preschool there, and they can also just call me. And my number is 882-8538, and I'm happy to talk to anyone.
That's area code 573-882?
8538.
Okay. And I'm assuming that this is a very rewarding job for you, isn't it? When you see someone come in who really is not communicating to the best of their ability and they leave and they are able to do so, you've got to feel pretty good about it.
Well, I'm very fortunate in that I get to work with these children and we are able to make great gains with them.
Okay.
The other thing that is very rewarding is working with the MU students who we train to be our future.
Okay. Dana, thank you so much for coming by. Is there a website they can go to?
Yes. It's the School of Health Professions within the website missouri.edu.
Okay. All right. Good having you.
Hey, thank you very much.
Continued success.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming out on Radio Friends. Now, we're going to talk about Pace Youth Theater, and we have Trent Rash with us. Good to have you here, Trent.
Thank you.
And Evan Babel. And Evan is one of the actors.
Evan is Jean Valjean, the heart of the show. He interacts with almost all of the other principal characters.
We're talking about Les Mis.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about Pace and when this is opening.
This show opens this Friday, July the 22nd. It runs 2 weekends, which is a new thing for Pace. It's Friday through Sunday. The Friday and Saturday shows are 7. The Sunday matinees are at 2. So it's July 22nd through the 24th and the 29th through the 31st.
And the shows are performed where?
Jesse Auditorium.
So you're going to fill that place up.
We hope so. Yeah, they have new seats. So
yeah. And Evan, you've got a big part in this production, right?
Yeah.
Well, you seem like you're a little bit modest about this, though. Go ahead and brag on yourself. Is this a hard part to do?
It is one of the more challenging parts I've ever had to play. It's just very involved. Vocally, it's a very demanding part, a lot lower than I'm used to singing at certain places, and it just jumps around. It's very robust, I guess, in a way. And the character himself is also very hard to kind of relate to, just sheer age and experience that I don't have to really draw on.
So how are you getting yourself ready to go into character? How old are you?
I just turned 20.
You're 20 years old, and
Yes.
the character you're playing is
40, 50 kind of age.
those old people, huh? Yeah. Watch what you're saying. I'm 65, okay?
I wasn't calling you old.
So how do you get yourself into an older person?
It's been kind of a process of just letting go of who I am and based on observations and stuff I've seen and just kind of how the story tells itself, figuring out how to work myself into that as Jean Valjean and no longer Evan.
It's okay. So you're ready to open this Friday, right? That's right.
That's the idea.
Trent, let's tell us a little bit about the storyline. Some people may not be
sure.
familiar with it.
You know, this is one of the closest things in musical theater that can be considered a true opera. There's no spoken lines, very few. I can count maybe on one hand how many spoken lines there are. It's all sung. So that's a really wonderful experience for the students. They have to sing everything. And how to communicate through the singing is really important. But essentially it follows Jean Valjean over 20 years of his life, from him getting released from prison to him taking care of a daughter of a woman that he essentially let die in his factory, through her coming of age, and then through the student revolution of 1832, which is a real true event that happened.
Yeah.
And the falling out after that.
Yeah. It is opening this coming
This
Friday.
coming Friday.
And it runs 2 weekends.
2 weekends.
It'll be at Jesse Auditorium. It's produced by
Absolutely.
Pace. And how many people have you got working on this production?
Oh my goodness, well there's 46 in the cast, there's about 12 in the tech crew, there's 23 orchestra, and then there's been probably about 12
Over
parent
100.
volunteers. Yeah,
Over
absolutely.
100.
Very
Okay,
easily.
we're out of time here. What's the phone number to call?
Actually, kidsintheact.org. Visit that. That's the PACE website. You can get all your information there.
What is it again?
Kidsintheact.org.
Okay. Thank you very much, Trent. And Evan, break a leg.
Thanks.
This Friday, okay? I'm sure you're going to be perfect. Tomorrow, we've got Compassionate Touch and MU Summer Rep is our topic. Our show directed by Travis McMillan, Reynolds Journalism Institute, Audio Pat Akers, KBIA. Andrew Roscoe is our floor director, and our assistant producer and guest coordinator, Uncle James Mauser. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.